Good morning. Good morning. As you get here, make sure you say hello, welcome in. Let me go ahead and hit live in the different places. Make sure we are good. Okay, all right. Looks like it's starting to work. So make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here. And give me just a moment. All right, let me pull this up on my phone, make sure we are live where we need to be. All right, I believe we are. So, one more thing. Perfect. So, I'll set this here so I can see everything. And as I said, good morning, and thank you for being patient with me. It takes a minute to get everything up and going. And we're just going to give a minute or two for a few people to pop in. And so the thing right now is I want to say welcome and happy belated Memorial Day. I know I was supposed to be here yesterday, but I took the day off, and I hope you had an opportunity to take the day off too. But I had a beautiful day. And even though it was kind of rainy and all, but I just enjoyed being home, and I liked having a little bit of time of quiet, but I did catch up on some things that I had been neglectful of, some courses that I had signed up for and just haven't taken the time to dive into. So I was doing some of that yesterday. I spent some time with family, but to give myself permission to have the day off was amazing. And that was its own little pattern interrupt, which is exactly what we're talking about today. All right, let me check and see where we are. All right, so we are good. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, I want to ask you something, and I want you to really sit with it for just a second. And you're going to think this is a strange question, but it's a good one. What side of the bed do you sleep on? And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and share in the comments. So here's the next question. When is the last time you slept on the other side? For most of us, and especially for me, the answer is never. Or maybe for you, it's been so long ago you can't remember when you slept on the other side. And let's think about that. Nobody told us we had to stay on that side, right? Nobody assigned it to us. We just did it once and then kept doing it. And now it's simply the way things are. And maybe you do that in other areas of your life, like the dining room table, right? So this is autopilot. And as a hypnotist, I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you. Autopilot is a form of hypnosis. Ooh. And here's what I mean by that. One of the things that I explain to my clients is that about 95% of what we do every single day, is running on subconscious programming. Only 5% is the conscious mind. Only 5%. That's the deliberate thought. The rest, your subconscious is just handling it based on patterns it learned. Sometimes it learned them years and years and years and years ago. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you don't want to have to consciously think about how to tie your shoes every morning, right? That automation frees up your mental energy. So once we've put things in our data banks of this is how you do this, it's automatic. Driving the car, right? I mean, when you think about it, I know for myself and what I've seen from others, especially when I was teaching my children how to drive, it's that it takes a lot of effort in the beginning to sit down and to remember, check your mirrors, make sure everything's set the way it's supposed to be. And in the beginning, you have to remember which way to flick the blinker for right or left. You have to remember all those things, right? And then if you're driving a stick shift, you're having to remember where those gears are. And it becomes, after a while, like you can get in the car, let's say with a stick shift. I know I can drive one, and when I get in, the first time I get into a car, I have to pay attention to the gears because some of them are different, right? But then within just a very short period of time, I'm zipping through the gears and I'm driving. I can be talking to someone. But in the beginning, you have to really focus. So it's a good thing that you can begin to do things automatically, right? But here's where it gets tricky. The same system that automates like tying your shoes, driving a car, it also automates your thoughts about money, your beliefs about what's possible for you, your habits around how you spend, how you earn, how you show up. All of it is running quietly in the background on a program you probably didn't consciously choose. So with that said, I want to give you something to do today, a little experiment for just one day. Just one day. And we can do anything for one day, right? I want you to write down everything you do on autopilot. And I like to say we start that in the morning from when we get up. But man, oh man, do we have a rhythm about how we go through our day, right? Most of us anyway. There may be a few exceptions, but most of us get into this routine of when you wake up, what do? For me, I get up. First thing I do is I go to the bathroom. Then I go feed my cat and my dogs. Or it's the other way around. My dog and my cat. I have a few cats. I only have one dog. But then I go and I get my shower. I brush my teeth. I start getting ready for work. Then I take the dog out. So I have this routine that I go through. And the funny thing is, if I get out of that routine, I feel a little off. Do you feel me? So let's go ahead and look at this. Now look for yourself. From the moment your feet hit the floor, do you go to the bathroom first like I do? Then do you brush your teeth? Maybe you check your phone before you even get up. Do you make coffee the same way? Sit in the same spot? Take the same route? So just notice, we're not judging here. We just want to note it and write it down. Because, and here's the interesting thing, what I know from years of doing this work, you cannot change what you cannot see. And most of us are so deep in our own routine that we've stopped seeing it entirely. And then, if you're feeling brave, after you've logged this for a day, change one thing, just one thing. Maybe that's sleep on the other side of the bed, eat breakfast at a different time, or sit in a different chair at the dining room table than you normally do. Maybe you leave the home and go to work. Take a different route. Do something small, because the moment you interrupt the pattern, even in a tiny way, your brain has to wake up. It has to pay attention. It has to become conscious again. And that is exactly the state where change becomes possible. I would love to know. You can just pop it in the comments. You can DM me, but let's have a conversation about this. And now I want to bring this around to something a lot of us don't think about as a pattern, but it absolutely is. You ready? How you make money. How do you make money? And I'm not just talking to the 9-to-5ers here, because some of you are already entrepreneurs, right? You've already made that leap. But even as entrepreneurs, we can fall into the same pattern thinking, trading time for dollars. Believing that more money means more hours, more hustle, more grinding. That's still a pattern and a limiting belief. It's just a different version of the same programming. And one of the limiting beliefs that I developed over the years when I saw people grinding constantly that had a lot of money. And the thing that's interesting is I don't know that they felt like they were grinding. It was what I saw from where I was. Remember, we come at things from our own perspective. We interpret things from our lens of the world. So with that, what I was seeing and how I was interpreting it, I thought the only way you made a lot of money was by giving up your life and constantly be grinding to the stone. Constantly on point. Never really having a time to relax. And so I kind of, in not such a small way, sabotaged myself with a lot of things because of my mindset, right? And here's the thing about patterns. Change in mindset is what cracks them open. So you can take all the classes, you can learn all the tools in the world, and you can even be handed a step-by-step plan, be told exactly what to do, but, and that's a big but, or maybe I should say, and if the subconscious programming underneath hasn't shifted, nothing sticks, at least not long term, right? So mindset isn't a side note here. It's the foundation everything else gets built on. And with that said, this is exactly what Christine and I are putting together and why it matters so much. So Wednesday, tomorrow, May 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern, my friend Christine and I are hosting a workshop, and we are bringing the goods. Christine has been making money online in multiple ways. UGC, digital products, and more through an incredible community called Selling with Confidence that we are members of. And she's going to walk you through what she's actually doing and what's actually working. And I'm going to share some of the things that I'm working on as well. I'm currently building myself something new that I'm excited about, and I'll share how SWC played a role in that too. And between the two of us, you're going to walk away with real examples, real possibilities, and at least one thing you can take to step forward toward immediately. And because mindset is always part of the equation, we're weaving that into, because you can have all the right tools and still stay stuck if the subconscious program underneath hasn't shifted. So you'll be in a room with Christine and me and a community of people who are on this same path. That alone is worth showing up for. So I'm going to drop the link. Oh, did I bring the link with me? Hold on. Let me grab the link. Goodness sakes, I knew I was forgetting something. I had an issue with getting into my my internet this morning. And so I neglected to pick this up. All right, here we go. Link. Here, let me get back over here and I'm going to post it in the places. All right, and give me another second while I do this. All right. All right, I've got that posted. I'm going to pop it up here. And you would still go to this form to fill this out, and then we will be sending the link out later today, first thing in the morning, especially. So the people that have already signed up will get their links today. But depending on when you sign up, you may not get your link until in the morning. But I'm so excited to invite you to this. So like I said, it's tomorrow, Wednesday, the 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you can bring someone who's ready to think differently about what's possible too. So I dropped that link in. All right. So it's going to be an amazing time. And Christine and I have put a lot of work into what we're going to be sharing with you. And I promise you're going to walk away with one new idea, one new thing that you can do to make money and make it online where you don't have to constantly be doing something. You can start getting money from something that you do today. You can be getting money for a long time. And that's a beautiful way to actually get residual income from something that you do, that you don't have to constantly be doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense, but it does to me. All right. So I love you all. So today, remember your task for today is for the 24 hours to go ahead and write down your patterns. Notice one thing you do without thinking. And if you're brave, flip it. So I will see you tomorrow night. Have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm so excited to share and enjoy a community with you. I'll see you then. Mwah. Love you guys.